iPads have such nice screens, especially if you have some of the new iPads or the iPad Pro. The version I have here is the iPad Pro and has such a nice screen, amazing colors and sharp accuracy. It would be nice if we can use it as a monitor, especially for our Macs or our MacBooks. In today's video, I'll show you how I use my iPad as a second screen or as a main screen for my Mac Mini, my M4 Mac Mini that I just got. Hello and welcome here. I'm Hamza Al-Khatib, a fourth year dental student, and I love making videos about iPads, study and productivity in general. If you are interested, make sure to subscribe. It is fairly simple to start with, and I will show you how quickly you can set it up after doing it first. As you can see here in my menu bar, I have this button right here that appears as two screens over each other. I can just press it, and from here it will appear screen mirroring. And I can just press onto my iPad, which I have right here, the first option. And just like that, I do have it here as a second screen for my Mac. Let me show you how quickly it can be set up as soon as you first start it. Now I have here my M4 Mac Mini. It is up and running, and I have put it here on the menu bar, and I will show you how you can put it yourself in a second. The button that I will use is this button that appears at two screens over each other. It's the same button that you see on your iPhones to AirPlay or to share your screen. I can just press on it and it will appear here screen mirroring at first, and then I will have my iPad as a first option, as I do have it here near me. I can just press on it, and just like that, you will see my iPad will turn on in a second, and it has turned on. Now I am lost at where it is, as I do have an ultra wide screen monitor, and I don't know if it is below my monitor or right side, left side, or above my monitor. So let me show you how you can control this real quick. From the same button that we've used the iPad to, we can press on display settings, and from here I can control arrange. Here's the arrange button, and I can arrange them however I want. It is now to the left side, and I will put it below my Mac. This way, in order to reach my iPad, and as you can see, it is wirelessly, I don't have any cable connected to it. I can just go to the left side of the screen and go down, and from there I will be here on my iPad. Now, what you are mainly here for, and let me show you how you can use it as a main screen for your Mac Mini. And you will use the same buttons that we have used the first time. But as you can see from the arrow that is present on the right side of the button, you can choose multiple of options. The first one is mirror, use as an extended display, show sidebar, or show touch bar. If you press mirror Lenovo or the monitor that I have, it will be used as the main monitor for my Mac Mini. It is used as a resolution, and my Mac or my monitor is just sharing what I have on my iPad. So I can just turn it off, and my iPad will still be used as the main monitor for my Mac. I use this often, and I'll tell you why in a minute. It is such a smooth experience. It works very nice, and the quality is over the top. The quality of my iPad is way higher than my Lenovo, as it is a 2K, but the iPad just have a nice screen to work with. Especially if you are working with something that needs accurate colors, your iPad, especially if you have an iPad Pro or one of the new iPad Pros, you will have just the best colors you can get on any screen basically in the market. Now, why I love this, I can take my iPad and I can just use it away from my Mac. I even use it on the other room, and I just take my keyboard and my mouse that are connected to the Mac itself. As they are wireless, I can just take my iPad to another room and I will be able to use it the same way. I really love this feature. I find myself often getting bored of the desk, so I just take my iPad and go sit on the sofa or something. And I will still be able to use my Mac the same way I would normally on my desk, just with the same keyboard and the same magic mouse that I have connected. Now, unfortunately, you can't use your iPad as a screen for your Mac directly by connecting it to an HDMI. You first need to have it connected. I'm talking here about the Mac Mini itself. You first have to have it connected to a monitor in order to press the buttons, as you can do it automatically whenever you turn your Magic or your Mac Mini to connect to the iPad itself. But if you have a MacBook, it will be just easily used to share screen, as it does have a screen, and you can just then close the laptop itself, and you will be able to use your Mac from the iPad. Other things that you need to know about: in order to use your iPad as a main screen for your Mac, you need to have it on the same account as the MacBook itself. So you can't use, let's say, your brother's iPad or another iPad you have laying around in the house. You have to use your iPad that has the same iCloud as the one that is present on your Mac or your MacBook. Since we are already here, I want to show you another features with the iPad and how you can get more use out of your MacBook if you have both of them, an iPad and the MacBook itself. I will turn off the screen mirroring and I will show you another feature that I really like about the iPad. Let me just unlock my iPad real quick. After unlocking the iPad, I want to use these two that I have here, the Magic Mouse and the Logitech K380 are connected to my Mac as you have seen. But I want to connect them to my iPad without manually connecting them, disconnecting them from my computer and then connecting them to the iPad. I can use them simultaneously with the iPad and the Mac itself. Let me show you how. Since they are on the same Wi-Fi and the same iCloud, I can just go here with the mouse and I can drag it to the left side and you will see it appear here on my iPad. And this way, if I go far enough, it will be connected to my iPad and I can start using the same mouse that I was using on my computer on the iPad. This way, it will not be disconnected from the Mac. As soon as I go back to the right side of my iPad, it will be back here in my Mac. I really like this feature as it does give you much flexibility and I will show you why in a minute. Let's say you have a file or you have a link that you want to transfer from your iPad to your Mac. Let me show you how you can do that very easily. I will open here apple.com and I will show you how easily you can transfer it to your Mac. I can just drag and drop here whatever link I have or whatever I want to open and I will have the same link that I dragged from my iPad here on my Mac. This way, when I open this link, I will open the same link that I dragged and dropped from my iPad. This doesn't only work with links, you can use it for files, for photos, for whatever you need. So I will show you how you can even drag and drop files. I have here opened the Files application on my iPad. Using the same mouse that I've dragged from my Mac to my computer, to my iPad, I can just drag and drop here. I'll drag a photo and I've dragged it from the Files application on iPad and I've pasted it or I got it here to my computer. And I can use it as I like. Now, as you can see, the keyboard is also connected to my Mac. But as soon as I go to the iPad itself, and from here, let's say I want to use it, I can just use it as always and it will be connected to my iPad just as easily. This is really nice and I've used it often. Now, the first feature that we used to make the iPad as a monitor for our computer was a Sidecar feature. And it is really useful in many cases and you can get another screen out of your iPad or you can even use it as a main monitor for your computer. And here is how you can add these two buttons, the ones that you use in order to use your iPad as a second screen or as a main screen for your MacBook, or to use the same mouse and keyboard for your iPad. You just go to the settings and from there you search for Control Center. And after here you can see screen mirroring. It is this one, and press on it and put the always show in menu bar. And with this feature that I told you about, you can use your iPad to drag and drop and you can use it to simultaneously work between the two devices in an easy and smooth way. I often find myself, let's say, taking photos or taking videos from my iPad and just dragging them and dropping them on my computer. But not also that, let's say I am studying here on my iPad and I have, let's say, a note open. I can just easily drag and drop whatever I have on my computer to it. Now let's see, I have here my notes open and let's say I opened a diagram of whatever I am studying. I can just drag and drop it here to my iPad and the same photos that I've dragged from my computer is now pasted in the notes that I have here on my iPad. I find this very often as when I study I use the iPad and I use the computer itself. So I have them both opened at the same time and I'm taking down notes or I have the slides open of the lecture. And I'm researching online whatever I need about the lecture. So I can just drag and drop the link itself or the photo or a diagram or just text that I need into my notes that I have. But what's also very nice about the first feature that I've told you about, the Sidecar feature, when you use your iPad as a screen for your MacBook itself, you can even use the Apple Pencil and you will just be able to use it easily. Just take it and you can open whatever you want. The feature of the Apple Pencil is really useful if you are an artist or use, let's say, Photoshop or whatever application that you might need an Apple Pencil for on your Mac. You can use your iPad with the Apple Pencils that you have in order to use it on your Mac itself. Now, I am not an artist, so I don't find myself using it very often, but I really like to use my iPad as a second screen when I'm editing videos or when I am making videos, or whenever I just want to work on my Mac, but I don't want to sit at the desk itself. Back to linking the same keyboard and the same mouse to the iPad and the computer itself, you will have it appear here on the menu bar at the same time, and you'll see it link the keyboard and mouse to the iPad, and you can connect it from there. It is very easy. You can go to settings, display, and you will be able to connect everything from right here. And you even have here the add button that you can use to select whatever display you want. If you want to link your keyboard and mouse, or you want to mirror or extend the display too. These two features are really nice, and I use them very often when I'm multitasking or when I'm being productive or working on my Mac and I need my iPad at the same time. But another feature that also helps when you are using your iPad and your Mac at the same time is having an iCloud storage. I do have an iCloud storage, and what's really nice about it, I have my desktop or the desktop itself of the Mac saved on iCloud storage. This way, and I will show you in a second, I can save stuff from my iPad wherever I am. I don't have to be next to the computer, and I can save them into the desktop of my computer from my iPad itself, or even from my iPhone, and I will show you in a minute. Let's say I'm out and about and I want something from the disk of my computer, but I don't even have to have it on. I can just use my iPad in order to access the desktop of my MacBook. I can just go to the files right here, and from files I can go to the iCloud, and from iCloud I can just go to the desktop, and this way I have the same stuff that are on my desktop. I can access them from the iCloud itself, and this is a really nice feature. I can even record, let's say videos, or I can save photos from my iPad, and I can save them onto the desktop of my computer, and they will just be in a very short time from my iPad to the Mac itself. So this was it. You tell me what you think about it, and if this video was helpful or not to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.